The East of Eden readings. I'm the Reverend Rock, aka Kuko Khan, and tonight this is Conversations with East of Eden's Part 2. No, not Part 2. Number 2. But anyway, I'm here with a special guest, a very, very close friend of mine, Jessica.
Hi.
How you doing, Jessica?
I'm good, Ron. How are you?
I'm spectacular.
That is great. It's great to be here.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, this is nice.
We're gonna just delve right into it. You know, we was conversating earlier, and I was talking about, you know, why people that was born and raised in Beaufort move away from Beaufort. You know, and you know, cause me personally, everybody knows I was born and raised in Queens. You know what I mean? And you know, so I consider that my home because you know I was born and raised there, and you know, but every now and then I still go back to visit, you know, as much as I possibly can. But I noticed that people that move away from Beaufort is like, I don't know, it seems like if they embarrassed to be from here or something like that, you know, when you outside of town, you ask them where they from, they never say I'm from Beaufort, South Carolina. They always say I'm from Atlanta, Detroit, or wherever they went at for a long period of time. And my thing is, I don't know why they do that. This is such a beautiful place, rich in history, especially for our people. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
You know, and I just don't understand. Like, you know, I don't understand why they do that. What is the you know, the embarrassment, or you know?
Well, it may not be all rooted in embarrassment. I think everybody's situation is different. I can use myself for an example. My reasons for moving away and not wanting to be back here was due to traumatic events that happened to me while I was here. And sometimes you cannot.
Yeah, that shit. What's today? Friday?
Sunday. It's okay, let it roll.
Okay, yeah.
You know, and for me, it's sometimes you cannot heal where you've been hurt.
Right.
So for me, when it was time for me to go, I left, and I have no intentions of moving back here.
Right.
It took me 6 years after I was gone to even come back for a visit. So I think everybody's situation is different. But I don't know. This is a beautiful place, and like you say, it's rich in history. But what's happening here?
Well, gentrification, like every place else.
Yes, God.
And see, that's my whole thing with it. It's being gentrified, and they taking up all of the, you know, this, you know, these hotels and these gas stations and all these resorts is taking up the land from the people, you know, and
from the indigenous people.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, everybody that's indigenous here are moving away and not coming back. So the older ones that are here, it's about to be, it seems like it's going to be extinct sometime soon. I'd say about another 100 years, the indigenous people of Beaufort are going to be gone.
Yeah, how we know Beaufort to be, it will no longer be.
You know, the gullet dialect is dwindling. You know, the young kids they don't even talk like that.
You're right.
They don't talk like that.
You're right.
Only the generation older than us, and very few of our generation even talk like that.
You're right.
You know what I mean? You know, but nobody seems to care. And my thing is, like I said again, the history is so rich. Like, one thing that I like about this place is that, from doing my research and stuff like that, is, you know, these people during the Civil War fought back the plantation owners.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This was the only place, Beaufort specifically, the Sea Islands. You know, when these Union soldiers came, of course they helped them out, gave them weapons or whatever. But you know, once they got their weapons and stuff, they fought back and chased the plantations off. You know what I mean? They don't talk about that, and I understand why they don't talk about that. You know, I get it. But you know, that's one thing that I like about it. You know what I'm saying? You know, the history here. Also, you know, another thing I was thinking about. They made a lot of their living through farming and fishing, and then so after the Civil War and the United States implemented their laws or whatever, I see that, you know, fast forward now they put restrictions on how much fish you can get. And how big the fish are.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Something that the indigenous people have been doing
for years before your
rules and regulations.
Before your regulation, before your government even came here, these people was doing that. And now, who are you to say you can't do that no more? I guess, do you feel because you came and supposedly assisted in freeing the slaves? Do you feel that we owe you?
No, the government wants to tax everything.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. But at the same time, and I say it a lot. So even in my previous videos, Jessica, it's like, okay, they want to tax us, and we got to follow their standards and their statutes, and they want to be pro-righteous or whatever. But what about the 400 years of free labor that they got from us? We haven't been compensated for that. And if it was them, they would come and send warrant officers to get you or something so you can fulfill that debt. And so my thing is like, why isn't nobody talking about that? Why isn't that an issue? I feel personally that the indigenous people from Beaufort shouldn't have to pay no land tax.
Right.
If you can prove that you are from here, your ancestors from here, you got your bloodline, your DNA is from here, you shouldn't have to pay no land tax. You shouldn't have to get no fishing license.
To go and fish.
And you should be able to get how many fish as you want, as long as you are indigenous to the land. Now, the people that's coming in, I get it. Yeah, tax them. You know what I'm saying? You only can get 5 fish. You only can be this. But the people that has already been here, I have no right to say anything. That's just my opinion. And then, I know there's nobody out there that's thinking like that and even brave enough to say it out loud. Mm-hmm. But I'm here. But what are your thoughts on that?
I have. It's kind of hard for me to speak about this place sometimes without being biased.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a beautiful place. I love the culture. Like you said, it's rich in culture. The food is amazing.
Yes.
But
definitely amazing.
Let's talk about the other side of Beaufort that we're not talking about.
Right.
Let's talk about that for a minute. Like, these kids don't know how to act.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some of the same people when I left. I left Beaufort in 2012. It's 2022. To come back even for a visit, they still doing the same thing.
Right.
You haven't evolved. You're not doing anything different.
Right.
Well,
as I was thinking, as far as the kids are concerned, like, I'm assuming you talk about like they shooting each other and stuff like that. Yeah. With that, my thing is I always go back like to the parents because
I agree with that.
Because these children,
I agree with that.
Because the age limit that these children, the ratio that these kids are killing each other, are coming from our peers.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That we went to school with.
Yeah.
And so you're thinking like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Because my son ain't killing anybody.
Right. I'm not saying mine not acting up.
You know what I mean?
To some degree.
Yeah.
But they're not doing that.
Right.
But then the flip side of that, you can't necessarily just blame the parenting. The drugs. These drugs that they're on, the music. Like, it all plays a part into it, and...
Nah, I'm not gonna necessarily, because, I was growing up on hip-hop music.
The hip-hop music
I didn't smoke crack.
But the hip-hop music that we were growing up on is different from that shit that they listening to. And then you got to remember, we came from an era where we wanted to be the drug dealers. These kids want to be on the drugs. It's a completely different thing happening right now. They don't want to sell the drugs. They want to take the drugs. You know what I mean? So it's just a little different.
Yeah.
I feel if we could have the Beaufort of old back, I don't know, it would be a much desirable human life. Yeah, it would be a much desirable place.
And there's no value. Yeah. They don't have no value for
human
life.
Yeah.
They don't.
But still, indeed, it's a very beautiful place. Yeah. I'm not ashamed to call this place my home.
I love this place.
Yeah, anytime anybody asks me where you're from, I was born and raised in Beaufort, South Carolina. Yeah. Beautiful place. The food is amazing. If you go down there, you're going to love it.
Yeah. I'm from Queens. I love Beaufort.
Maybe I would retire here, but as of now, that's not happening.
This is the spot. The indigenous Eskimo Indians. They're about to be extinct, though. Y'all better come back home and start playing. Y'all chased the colonizers off, the plantation owners off, all for y'all to evolve
and leave
100 years later, so y'all can be y'all chase your own selves off. What is that? What the hell?
And the gentrification is crazy.
It is.
The other day when I got here on Friday, and I'm like standing outside at my mom's house, and I see like these group of white ladies. It's like 8 o'clock at night, and they're walking. I'm like, when did white women walk down Charles Street?
Right.
Headed down Green Street at 8 o'clock at night. Like, when did this happen?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, speaking of that, I said the same thing when I went to visit New York back in 2015. I'm in Harlem.
Harlem is not Harlem anymore.
Right. I'm walking through Harlem and I see tour buses. Like in London they got the top and the bottom.
Double decker.
And it's tour buses going through Harlem. I'm thinking, what is this? Like, they got Harlem on display? Like, what the hell's going on here? But hey.
It's
So I see, yeah. They did that.
Yeah, even when I was living in Charlotte, like where I lived, it's crazy because you would have a working class neighborhood, then the hood, the very next road would be the hood, and then the very next road next to it is $1 million houses. So you could clearly see what they're doing, what the plan is. But you got to think, like where I lived at in Charlotte is uptown. Like my mom's house is uptown.
Right.
All the events and everything happening uptown, we don't go to those things.
Right.
Not in great numbers.
Right.
They want to be close to those areas because they frequent those areas.
Right.
They can afford to go to the games. They can afford to patronize.
Right.
Let's take Beaufort downtown. We're not patronizing down there.
Right.
There's nothing for us to patronize down there except for maybe a good restaurant. So they want to be closer to the things that they patronize.
Yeah.
So yeah, they want to be closer to those areas. But yeah, it's crazy, man. I saw them like when we walked by, and then they headed down Green Street. I'm like, where are they going?
Yeah, you couldn't do that back in the 90s.
You weren't gonna do that.
You weren't gonna do that back in the 90s.
Yeah.
In the early 2000s.
Even 6 years ago, you weren't doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they was walking down on Green Street like in 96.
Yeah, it was like 4 of them.
Could you imagine them walking out there?
Yeah, I think they had just came from Papaya too. Because one of them had a bag. And they were just talking and walking. And I said, okay, y'all. Go, girls.
The Tomboys wasn't having that. They wasn't having that. But it was predominantly black owned houses down there, remember?
But not anymore.
Remember?
Yeah.
Wow. That's how you had the Beaufort boys, because they was all in that area.
Yeah, not anymore.
I don't know. And I seen it, you know what I'm saying? But you see so much things happening, you don't really pay attention until you were like, it's like the last minute, you were like, oh shit, look at this.
It's all gone.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck happened? Yeah. Another topic I want to discuss was, this thing that everybody is talking about.
Oh, here we go.
The slap. Wah-da-da-dang.
Wah-da-da-damn. It's more like it.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
What's your thoughts on it? Well,
you go first.
Well, me, I'm kind of straddling the fence because I feel that both of them.
You really are straddling the fence with that.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you why. I have valid reason. The reason why is because Will Smith. Yeah, you defend your wife. I don't give a fuck where you. Everybody say he was at the Oscars. No. He was this and that. Listen, hold on, listen. Let me finish. He was like, they was like, yes, he's at the Oscars. I don't care where you at. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn if you in a church, if you in the White House. You know what I'm saying? Somebody disrespects your wife, your family. You handle it. You know what I mean? I feel that's the problem with the world today. We keep letting stuff slide.
That's the problem, especially us.
Yeah, people are able to go on social media and talk smack with no consequences. That's where the world became. You know what I'm saying? There's no consequences. You know what I'm saying? That's why people could say and do what they want. Then you hear things like, okay, I bet you if that was a white man, he wouldn't have smacked him. Let me tell you about that. Turn that off. Turn it off. You know what I mean? It was like, everybody was like, if that was a white man, he wouldn't have smacked him. I'm thinking to myself, ain't no white man on the planet is going to say nothing about Will Smith's white in front of him.
Exactly.
Ain't no white man's going to say nothing. So, you know, and then you still don't know what Will Smith will do, because I know, I don't care what color you are. You say something, I'm going to smack you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you just never know with that. And like I said, Chris Rock, I guess I'm straddling on the fence, because Chris Rock, he didn't provoke it. He had an opportunity to send him to jail. He was a straight G and he didn't. But I'm thinking to myself, but Chris Rock is from Brooklyn, so he's not, you know, New York people are just different. They don't bring cops. We just bred not to bring cops in our situations.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's just, you know, I'm really not surprised about that. You know what I mean? But, you know, like in that movie, what's that movie? Tombstone. When he smacked the bartender. See, that's all you gotta do is just give a wrap around the beard. You know what I mean? To get some respect around here. You know what I mean? And that's what he did. What's your thoughts on that?
First of all, Chris Rock for me is problematic. I think he's extremely problematic. Just being a black woman, for number one.
The black woman? He ain't no black woman. He's a black man.
No, I'm saying for me. Me being a black woman, I feel he's problematic.
Okay.
So let's go back to when Jada was on his show back in 1997. And she's on there trying to talk about women being empowered and just trying to stick to what she went there to talk about.
Right.
And he's just being an asshole the whole time.
For real? I didn't see that.
Yeah, back in 97. I'm sure you can go on YouTube and look at it.
Right.
Let's jump to 2016. Right. When he had all of that to say about them wanting to, when they were telling everybody, you know, don't go attend the Oscars.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
And he had so much to say. Basically, the running joke was when he was saying, who's inviting you?
Right, who invited you?
So now let's jump to 2022. And you got my wife's name in your mouth again on this stage.
Yeah, you're right.
No, he did exactly what he should have done.
To do, yeah.
I don't care that there was a room full of white people.
Me neither.
I'm over. We need to know how to act around white people.
Yeah. Why we gotta act a certain way behind them? Who are they that we gotta act according to their criteria? Do what the hell you want to do. You think? My thing is with black people. Do you think white people give a damn when they got to do what they got to do? You think they're thinking about how we feel?
They don't.
They just go ahead and do it.
They don't.
So we need to stop doing that and just do us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Also for me,
Oscars, it was at the Oscars. Fuck that.
Black men have made black women the brunt of their jokes for years. For years. If it's not about our weight, it's about our hair. If it's not about our hair, it's about... They keep moving the goalposts. Yeah. For us, right?
No, I agree.
So, and not just that, what if there's a more serious issue with Jada's hair loss?
Yeah.
What if she's really sick?
Right,
and then here you go making jokes about that shit.
Right.
It wasn't funny. It was in bad taste. Right. And out of all the people in the room, why you gotta make jokes off of the black woman in the room?
Right. Oh, yeah.
So, I think Will did what he should have done.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. He did what he needed to do.
He really did.
Moment.
I agree with that. He did.
Now, I'm not saying...
And like I said again, and the people that, like I be seeing, like, a lot of black men disagreeing with that.
Well, you know what? They're fucking coons. And
that's what I'm fucking saying, man. Like, what kind of... You a soft dude. You soft.
First of all, black people, we are so off code that it's ridiculous. But number one, black men feel that Will Smith should have either slapped the shit out of his wife or harmed her in some way when that situation came out with August Alsina. There are so many...
They agreed to that.
No, there are so many... The two of them agreed to that.
They agreed to that. You can't even get mad.
That's why the two of them keep saying that there's no infidelity going on in their marriage. Because they're agreeing to whatever it is. That's their life. We don't care nothing about it. But there were a lot of black men saying that Will should have did this, or he should have slapped her, or he should have beat her ass, or he should have did that. And I'm like, that's not none of your business.
Right.
Why are you all upset that he went and defended his wife? As far as I'm concerned, Chris Rock is a coon.
Right.
He's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, he has. A lot of them do.
He's been doing it for a long time.
Speaking about none of people's business, I feel that's I don't give a fuck. Like I said, I don't give a damn if it's the Oscars. I feel that slap between Chris Rock and Will Smith is none of white people's business.
No, stay out of it. Like, what's
you know what I mean? That's none of white people's business.
What's man's name that had so much to say?
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. Do he not remember when he tried to kiss Will Smith in the mouth?
No, that wasn't him.
That was Jim Carrey.
No, hell no.
It wasn't Jim Carrey?
No, that wasn't Jim Carrey. That was a fan.
Either way, he's done some problematic things at award shows. I remember there was one young lady he was trying to grope or something.
No.
You know what I mean? But either way, he needs to stay out of it. You don't got shit to do with it. You don't have a dog in the fight.
I feel that he has nothing to say about it because it was black people that put him on.
Exactly. The Wayans.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Wayans brothers. So, with that being said, but anyway, that just pinpointing him. I don't think that no white person has anything to say about that. Just like I don't feel like no black person has anything to say about those people stampeding the Capitol. Those white people that stampeded the Capitol.
I don't care anything about that.
But what I'm saying is, I hear black people talking about it. If it was us, they would have did this. If it was us, they would have did that. First of all, mind your business, because y'all should have been did that shit years ago. So now that you see how it's supposed to be done, and that was just a small number, y'all been up there with 50 million people at one time and didn't do shit. So shut the fuck up.
Singing hymnals.
Right, and singing church songs.
And that did
so shut the fuck up.
That did absolutely nothing.
You know what I mean? So I feel that black people have nothing to say about that. That's white people's business. And on the contrast, that Will Smith slap, to me, white people have nothing to say about that.
Yeah, you don't have a dog in that fight.
Yeah. You have no opinion. It's mind your business and enjoy the entertainment and shut the fuck up.
Only thing about it is that it overshadowed so much of the night. Like, it was the first night that a black man directed it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was an ode to blackness. Yes, I get it, but at the same time, I don't think Will Smith's intent when he got there, man, if he say something,
of course it was. Of course it wasn't.
But it happened. They're both gonna be all right. Yeah. And it is what it is. I feel that's a sign to everyone. Yeah. Keep that his wife's name out of your mouth. Because I guarantee if that was a different black man, Chris Rock, he wouldn't have tried Samuel Jackson like that. He wouldn't have tried Denzel like that.
He wouldn't have tried 50 Cent like that.
That's what I'm trying to say. They've been simping Will for a long time.
Yeah, he got tired.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
He got tired of that shit.
And that wasn't just something for Chris. That was for all of y'all.
That's for everybody.
That fucking man name, his wife name, out your goddamn mouth.
But my thing is, if I was Will, I wouldn't have went up there and cried though. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't gonna cry.
I don't think his.
But I understand. I don't think it fucked him up in any kind of way. Like
that shit might have been a release for him.
Yeah.
They've been simping this man for years about his relationship.
Yeah.
That shit probably felt so good. He was probably overwhelmed with the emotions from that, and then with him receiving an Oscar. Right. He didn't know whether to jack his dick or cry. Right, he didn't know what to do. You know what I mean? He didn't know whether he needed to nut up or cry. Right. So I can imagine that it was an overwhelming feeling, and that's how it came out at that moment. But I'm not mad at him for him defending his wife, and I'm not mad that he did it in a room full of white people. Who gives a shit about that?
Right? Like fuck that. Like why we got like I said again, I can't express this enough. Why do black people feel the need that we gotta act a certain way around white people? Like what the fuck? Who made that up? Who made that up? Like what is that?
I'm so over that. I'm so over that.
Shit. Now I feel as they need to start to act a certain kind of way when we're in the presence of us. That's how I feel. That's just me though.
I'm so over that. But I think he did the right thing.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he did.
I do.
Yes, I think they've been simping him for years now.
Yeah, and he said according to the news or whatever, he resigned from the Oscar. So what?
Yeah,
fuck that. Like who cares? Like do y'all really care? Like is that a life achievement? A fucking Oscar from the Academy Awards? So what? Are you gonna die if you don't get one? Like I don't like who cares?
He's gonna be just fine. Chris Rock is gonna be just fine. His ticket sales are through the roof right now. He's on tour.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And he's doing very well.
That's what I'm saying.
That shit is dope.
Yeah.
That shit, yo.
He's fine. We're talking about two black men that are millionaires.
Right.
They will recover just fine. It's fine. It's okay.
Right.
Now, if he got slapped by another man, you know what I mean? I know some niggas that have laid his ass out on the ground.
Right.
You know what I mean? But he got slapped by Will. He's okay.
Yeah.
He's okay.
You're right. Okay. He would have tried that with Denzel's wife.
He wouldn't have tried that with Sam Jack.
He wouldn't have tried that with Michael Jordan's wife.
None of them.
You're right. He would have said, you're right.
None of them.
I was thinking it's 50 Cent. You know what I mean? LL.
He wouldn't have tried that with none of them.
None of them. Yeah, you're right. None of them.
And he won't do it with Will Smith anymore.
You're right. He won't do it.
I bet you that.
He won't do it with Will Smith anymore.
He's just been problematic. And I feel another reason why he didn't call the cops.
Because he knew he was wrong.
That's the one we saw. I feel he been getting slapped and taking licks for years for his mouth. That's just the one we happen to see.
You think so?
Yes, God.
Yeah.
Yes. We just happened to see that one.
Yeah.
You don't think ain't nobody ever pulled him aside or got in front of his face?
Yeah, like, yeah. You're right.
Come on, man. He's problematic for me. Like, you did a whole documentary about black women and their hair. So you understand.
What?
He did a whole documentary about black women and their hair. It's called Good Hair.
Oh, I heard of that.
So you understand how black women feel about our hair. Why the fuck would you be clowning this woman about that shit?
Oh, wow. I didn't know he made that. I heard of it before.
Yeah.
I see it when I be scrolling.
Like,
but I didn't.
He's extremely problematic.
Yeah. And he got smacked. Hey.
He earned it. He'll be alright. He's good.
Yeah. For real.
He's good.
But anyway, on another note, how do you feel about that COVID just automatically, all of a sudden, just disappearing when this Ukrainian war starts? That's a hell of a coincidence, I feel.
Well, I'm not going to say, you just
disappeared. All of a sudden, everybody's not sick anymore. No,
let's not get it twisted. There are people that are still being sick, and there are people recently still dying from the effects of COVID. But I feel they're always going to throw distractions at us.
Right.
When they don't want us to pay attention to what we need to really pay attention to.
Right.
But don't get it twisted. For those out there that think that COVID wasn't real or that it really wasn't happening, no, I know some people that got taken up out of here because of COVID. Like, for real. Quite a few people. So, I don't like to make light of that. It wasn't a reality for me. But there are a lot of people I know that COVID was a very much reality for. So, I kind of tread lightly with that.
Yeah. So what do you think about the water? What are your views on the
I don't have a dog in that fight.
Right.
I think nothing of it.
Right.
Let those good white people do what they're doing. I think nothing of it. That has nothing to do with me and mine. I mean, the effects, are going to trickle down over here.
Mm-hmm.
Gas is damn near $5 a gallon now.
Yeah. But it was like that one time before.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere like 2008 or something like that.
Yeah, some time ago. But I don't have anything to say about.
We managed to you know what I'm saying?
To make push it through. Yeah, we'll be fine.
Yeah. Everybody complaining.
Like Chris Rock, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll be fine. But yeah, no, I don't make light of COVID.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, whoever got vaccinated, whoever didn't, that's on you.
Yeah.
You did what you felt you did or did not have to do, but I don't make light of it. Because I know some people that really suffered, directly or indirectly due to the hands of COVID. That shit came along and changed the world.
It did. It really, really did.
That shit changed the world. Forget whether it was real or not.
Yeah.
That shit came around and changed the whole world.
Yeah. They evened the playing field on the employment thing. It really did. How all of a sudden the minimum wage jumped from like $8 to $15 in 3 years. It's like, yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? The motherfuckers were quitting.
Yeah, there's still a lot of people not at work now.
Yeah. Now people say, okay, well, shit, we'll give you. You know what I mean? And that's another thing. They just, of course, they gave the Ukrainians, and they keep giving them billions of dollars.
Well, we can't get reparations.
Yeah, like that's a problem with me. Like, I don't understand why that doesn't bother anybody. Like,
well, I feel it bothers a lot of people.
But why aren't they saying anything? If something bothers you, you do something about it. You don't just sit there and ponder.
The average person, Rock, does not even think about that. The average person is trying to survive from day to day. They not thinking about no damn reparations.
Right. Which one you want?
What I had earlier is fine.
The Ciroc?
Yeah. We're taking a break. We should have did a live and had people ask questions.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Rock's tarot card readings, y'all. Y'all really need to get in touch with this man and get your life. Okay. I've known this man for how old is 19 years now?
Yeah.
That's good.
Some juice?
Yeah. And me really meeting him and him teaching me what he knows or a percentage of what he knows really changed my life. I can now sit in a room with anybody and have a conversation. And they're like, oh my God, you're so smart. You're so this, you're so that. Thank you. It's because of what he taught me.
Look at this dude.
Yeah, that's because what he taught me. He is the smartest person that I know.
Well, thank you very much, Jessica.
Y'all need to stop letting religion stand in the way of you getting to know who you really are.
Right, that's the truth.
Because that same thing, religion, that you love so much, is oppressing you all in the same.
Yep.
All at the same time. If that's all you have at the end of the day, I get it. Nobody has the right to take your faith away. But I'm just saying, there's other things out there.
Yeah.
You can still go and pray to God and get your cards read on Saturday night.
Facts.
And you ain't going to hell for that.
You're in hell now. In this fucking physical realm. Shit.
Thank you. Yeah, man, Rock, you smart, man. I'm so proud of you doing your videos. I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm proud of you.
You know, I've been procrastinating for a long time. But I would say call it procrastination because I was really looking to where I fit in.
But you being who you are, you don't have to fit in.
I know, no. What I'm saying is, as far as getting the message out there, you know what I'm saying? You know, you're right, I am smart. But I've always wanted to relay that message. And so I was very particular on how I did it.
How you execute it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so like now, this is perfect.
The times that we're living in now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah. I agree. It wasn't
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now, that's why in 3 months I got like 30 videos. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a fish in water. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm a dolphin. I'm a dolphin in water. I'm an eagle in the sky. You know what I mean? I'm in my natural environment. You know what I mean? This is what I like to do.
You're going to do fine, man. You're going to do more than fine.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah, it's our time.
I'm the bomb, baby. Baby.
I'm happy for you, man.
Thank you. I'm happy for you too.
Thank
you.
So
talk about your makeup and stuff, you know?
Well, you know, with COVID now going and doing what it's doing and going away, I'm revamping my makeup business now. And I'm also going to add...
What's it called? What's it called?
Divine Faces by Jessica. Check me out. Divine Faces by Jessica. Not only am I offering makeup services, I'm also offering body contouring with the lipocavitation, all that good stuff. I'll be adding that in the next couple of months. Something I do want to get into, like a lot of makeup artists don't talk about this, but I also do restorative services, meaning makeup for the dead. I'm actually pretty good at that, of course.
That's interesting. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty good at that. So yeah, hit me up. Divine Faces by Jessica.
Divine Faces by Jessica.
If you can't find me, ask him. Contact this guy.
That's right. Kuko Khan. No, I was with it. But yeah, seriously. But
what else you want to talk about?
I don't know. How was your trip here?
It was good. Yeah. It was good. It was easy. I was in the air for 50 minutes. Yeah.
I love flying. You like flying?
I do.
Me too.
I love traveling.
Yeah.
The things that people think are a headache about traveling, I love it.
Yeah, I love it too. And how, people complain about hotels and stuff. I love that shit, man. Like, you can play a hotel. I love this shit.
I love it.
You go to the pool, whatever you want to. You got, what is it? What do you call it? When you call up the room service, man.
Yeah,
please.
I love it. I love traveling.
A different environment, people all around you, different type of people you've never seen. Shit, I love that shit. I love
traveling. So yeah. Now that is something I want to do more of this year. If not this year, definitely going into the new year, I'm gonna travel more.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Now that COVID is
subsided.
Yeah, going in another direction.
Yeah.
We'll see what they have for us in the next 100 years. Well, we won't see.
Yeah. Yeah, we will.
My desire is not to be back.
Yeah. I know, but like I said, we can't leave. We can't leave the dimension by ourselves. Everybody got to go back together. So I see us coming back, incarnating back.
You think so?
Yeah, these people. You think these people are on the same accord?
No.
Right. You think they're going to be on the same accord in 100 years?
No.
No. That's the only way we're going to get out of this frequency, this physical dimension is if everybody vibrates at the same frequency.
That's not gonna
and
happen.
That's not gonna happen. Not no time soon. I'm about to say it's not gonna happen. No time soon. Like, we really fallen. We're the fallen angels, and we're fucked, and we're stuck in this perpetual cycle over and over and over and over again.
Of planet dirt under
You know what I mean?
planet Earth.
This physical dimension, you know? What we call demons, the Etherians, they could come in, the men in black, whatever you want to call them, they come in this dimension, they materialize, some take on a body forms, some possess you and make people go crazy, whatever you want to call it, have psychosis. But for the most part, we're stuck. And I can't preach this enough. We are incarnated on our mother's side of the family. You know what I'm saying? Over and over again. So that's why it's so imperative that we know, that's imperative that, like, the nobility of Europe was into the DNA and interbreeding with themselves to keep the money. Everybody keeps saying
in the family.
They keep saying they keep the money.
Yeah, we think it's in the physical family. No, it's in the lineage.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so if they, because they know that when they die, they incarnate on their mother's side of the family,
and they don't come back broke.
Right. They don't want to come back living in a damn trailer park.
Yeah.
Do you blame them? I don't blame them. You know what I mean? But that was the culture of Egypt. You know.
That's why they married their cousins.
Yeah. That was their purpose.
They had to keep the bloodline strong and clean and keep the money in the lineage.
And then there was this specific group, and I think they was most prominent in the Holy Roman Empire, which is the vicinity of Germany or whatever. But anyway, these Habsburgs, right? Mm-hmm. They were so interbred. These Habsburgs were so interbred. You could tell because they had these prominent jaws, and you could see even their females, their cousins and aunties. They had a big jaw.
What did they call them?
The Habsburgs.
Oh, let me look that up.
Yeah, the Habsburgs. They was the nobility of the Holy Roman Empire. They was the most prominent family bloodline, and they had these. They was interbred so much that their jaw was one of their main features. You see it, right?
Yes, my God.
All of them had it, and they were so interbred that some of them even had deformities, body deformities, but they still kept going on with that tradition of interbreeding. To keep the money in the family.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, but they was the ones that felt it the most. You see their jaws, right? Mm-hmm. And it says that you can tell if you have it today in your DNA, if you have like a prominent jaw. I mean, looking at the mirror, my jaw, I was like, my jaw, I'm like, oh shit. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Because mine got a big ass jaw too. But yeah, the Habsburgs. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to read that later.
Yeah. For your convenience, you don't gotta read it. You know what I'm saying? You can watch it on YouTube.
So, well, that's what I'm saying. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
later.
You know what I mean? You don't gotta read about that shit. They had documentaries on that shit. The Habsburgs, for the Holy Roman Empire, Germany.
Yeah,
yep.
German and Austrian. That's what it said. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
And interbred, married with their cousins and stuff like that. But yeah. Yeah, I was also thinking about, the book of Ezekiel. Mm-hmm. Why don't these traditional black reverends of these churches talk to their congregations and discuss that part of the Bible?
The wheel.
Yeah.
That we saw way up in the middle of the air.
Yeah, right.
Talking about that UFO.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Where songs like Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, Coming Forth to Carry Me Home. Yeah. Songs like that, where did they come from?
It wasn't a wagon, you guys.
Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. Like I said again, you have to understand that they describing a vehicle the best way they know how. And back then it was chariots and horses, so they're not going to say a fucking airplane if they never seen one before.
That's
they
right.
just know that it was a vehicle. It was a chariot.
And it looked like a wheel.
You know what I'm saying? And it was in the sky.
Yeah.
But why do you think that these reverends don't talk about that?
The same reason why they don't acknowledge the fact that homosexuality is an abomination as far as the Bible is concerned.
Right.
But, which, hey, no judgment. But when we're talking about why they're not discussing one thing with the, they don't talk about any of that.
Right.
It's not, I don't think that it's so much for soul salvation and all of that anymore. I think it's to please the people.
Yeah. I think Suge Knight said it one time. He was like, people don't want to hear the truth. They just want to hear what they want to hear.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, they don't want to hear the truth.
They don't.
That's sad.
They don't.
That's sad. And that's what I'm saying. The majority of the people are living in a dream world. So that's a dream world. You know what I'm saying? They're living under these facades and personas. I'm so and so. I'm this. I'm that. But when you ask them deep, penetrating questions, they don't know who the fuck they really are. And it's just like sad. You know.
But let's talk about people not knowing who they are. Are we taught to know who we are? I'll be honest. If I hadn't have met you when I met you, first of all, half the things that I know I would not know, for number one. And me knowing myself, like truly really knowing myself, I wouldn't know who I am.
I feel that everybody comes across
when the student is ready to
a being like me
Yeah.
that said something to them that should have sparked their brain, but they just brushed it off. And that's why many of them just go along just frolicking.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
people like me said, oh shit, I want more of that. People
Yeah.
like you said, yo, I want more of that.
yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? Somebody came to me earlier. I don't remember how it happened or where it happened, but all I know is, I was going to school. I went to a private school, when I was growing up in New York, from the 1st grade to the 6th grade. I went to a Seventh-day Adventist school.
Me too.
My
family is Seventh-day Adventist.
Yeah. I know that. But we went to a school, like everybody going to a public school.
Church school, yeah.
Yeah, but no, we went to an actual school Monday through Friday. That's how we were educated. Like, have math, science, social studies.
In church.
And we had Bible study. We studied the Bible. And, I was always fascinated by those stories. You know what I'm saying? Moses parting the Red Sea.
Yeah, because they are stories. Let's be
and it was so dramatical and, elaborate. You know what I'm saying? I used to love them. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to think for the theatrics back then. But anyway, it was like Adam and Eve and Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel and went to the land of the Nod and had his wife. Now, as a kid, I'm like, how? If his brother is the only female on the planet. This is me as a child. Like, I had to be like about 6 or 7 years old thinking like this.
Trying to understand.
Yeah, like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? But, I didn't dare. I grew up in a generation where I didn't dare ask.
You got pinch or something.
What? I didn't have the balls. I didn't have the balls to ask.
You better not ask no questions about that.
You know what I mean? So I knew better than that, right? So
that's gonna contradict it anyway.
So as we got older, my great grandmother, who was funding us, we had to pay tuition to go to that type of school. We had to wear ties and plaid shirts or whatever, looking like little Scottish kids. But anyway, she moved to Fayetteville, North Carolina, so we had to. My stepmother put us in public school. And so now in the public school, I'm meeting different type of people, different religions, Muslims and this and that. And I'm like, damn, so there's different gods? You know what I mean? So that right there put me on the path to where I am. Then when I met the Nations of Gods and Earth, aka the 5%ers, oh my God, it was on. And then I just started studying and studying and studying and studying and studying and studying and studying. I just couldn't stop. I wanted to know everything. You know what I mean? Like, I literally was obsessed with learning the secrets of the universe.
I think for me, it all began, my first introduction to any of that, I went to Savannah with a friend of mine, and we were downtown Savannah, and this guy gave me a Malachi Z. York book.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
Now, a lot of that stuff is what it is, but there is some truth. Right. Yeah, you pick and choose what, you know what I mean? That kind of started it. And then, I think, going down to the African village and learning about Yoruba. For me, yeah. That was it for me. I was sold. You know what I mean?
Oyotunji. That's the name of the village.
Yeah. So that's where it began for me. And then I always had questions as a child, but I knew better than to say anything contradictory to that Bible.
Right. To an adult, I mean? Yeah.
But now it doesn't.
Yeah. Because you're an adult.
You're not finna come at me with that.
Right.
You're gonna be mad at me by the time we're done with the conversation.
Speaking about Malachi Z. York.
Yeah.
Yes. That was
that. You know that book I'm talking about? The one that had
the 666
with the head, with the
yes
on it.
That was my book too. That was the book that got me started. My cousin Dwayne D. Just Renee's man. Yeah. He brought me. He just dropped it off. He just dropped it off here one day, and I read it, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Remember looking at the pictures of all the black
yes.
and Nubians and all that?
Yeah. What?
They look like
I was sold.
Where are these people?
Yeah. And how he was breaking it down.
Yeah.
And it was answering the questions that I always had as a kid, like what happened?
Especially pertaining to religion.
How did Cain? You remember? As a child, I had the question: how did Cain know his wife? Where would he get a wife from?
Yeah.
He had the answer. I was like, oh shit. Look at this dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that was the spark for me.
And then, like I said, I was here. I don't know where he got the book, but I didn't see another one until literally 2 years later when I moved to Atlanta in '96, because they were all over the place.
He was in Atlanta.
The nuances.
His compound was in Georgia. Yeah.
And they was all over the place. So there was books everywhere.
Yeah.
And I had like stacks of them.
I just had that one.
And I knew to use my own discernment, not to believe everything. But god damn it, 75% of that shit was juicy.
It sparked something in me, and I never looked back.
Yeah, me neither. Me too.
So it was that.
Yeah.
I went to the village and saw that, and I knew this is me.
Right.
Like, I identified with that more so than anything anybody had ever taught me out of any Bible. And I'm off the time, sir. My mama had it. My mama had us in church.
Yeah.
All the time while I was growing up. Mm-hmm. And then when I met you, even though I gave you some pushback in the beginning, you did. You I did.
Shit. Yeah.
But it just came full circle. I just remember one day it clicked, and I was just like, that's what they was talking about in that book. I remember Chief Ajamu, bless him, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And two things he said to me when I first met him, when I went to the village, and he said to me, are you from it? And I was like, yeah. He was like, you don't seem like it. And we talked about some other things. And then he said to me, ask your mother what family member of yours is into what you into. By that time, me and you had done started shuffling me around with them cards, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So I asked my mom that night, and she tells me about my grandmother. Not my grandmother, but my grandfather had. It was either his aunt or I believe it was his aunt. My mom said they used to call her a soothsayer, Jessica. Mm-hmm.
Soothsayer. Yep.
And he told me. He told me, and I was like, dang. So after that, I was done. Like, you can't, there's nothing to tell me. Yeah. After that, and like I said, and then meeting you, and then it just all came full circle, so.
When I moved to Atlanta, I was looking for a job, and at this time, I was a 5%er. My youngest son's older sister was a manager at this place called McFool on Candler Road, across the street from South DeKalb Mall. And so I applied for a job over there. I was going to apply for a job over there, and she came and she was like, "You was born in August," and I was like, "How the hell you know?" You know what I'm saying? And she was like, she said some other stuff that you know what I'm saying. And so that sparked me to want to know. I want to know how to do that. Yeah. So I stuck by her. We became friends. Of course, fast forward now, I have a child with her sister.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, they taught me tarot. That was like 99. Yeah. So I've been doing it.
Do you remember when you told? I remember, Rock, when you put them cards in my hand and you was like, go through them and pick out a card that resonates with you.
Yeah.
When I pick out the Empress.
Yeah.
And you was like, are you pregnant?
Yeah.
I'm not pregnant. What are you talking about? Who's pregnant? I was pregnant in the motherfucker. I didn't even know it. Was pregnant as hell. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Man, that was crazy.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
That was like 2001. I came back around 2001.
Yeah, because I had Jaden in 2002.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
was
when
crazy.
I came back. Because I learned it in 1999. I met them in 99. October 99. That's when I started. That's when they started teaching me in the sacred arts. You know what I'm saying? I already knew Black history and all of that, Elijah Muhammad and all of that stuff. You know, Moors this and Mason that, but I didn't know the magical, mystical.
Yeah, well,
you know what I'm saying? And they taught me that.
You got it.
And I came back.
You got it.
It was on
you
like
got
popcorn.
it, Rob. And that's why I tell people, I was just like, you know, there are tarot readers out there. No offense to anybody, you know what I mean? Because your gift is your gift, and how you come upon it is how you come upon it. But there are people out there that know tarot but don't know astrology, and I'm like, how you?
Right.
How?
Yeah.
The two go
together.
hand in hand.
Yeah.
But I mean,
or numerology or no colors. The colors.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's a lot of readers that I see.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of them just jumped on it before because of a fad. I'm gonna tell you where they got it from. There was a movie that came out, Carmen, with Beyonce.
Oh yeah. And
Mekhi Phife.
Yeah, and they did reading.
Yeah. Ever since that movie came out, young black women, they was on it. You know what I mean? They was on it. And I said, huh?
No.
Anyway, they was on it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They was on it. And it was another movie too, but that was one of the major movies that I guess they felt like, you know, I can do that too. You know what I mean? So, but they don't. Those are the ones that it's not like natural, it's not like a desire. Like
it's not organic.
Yeah, because if it was organic, they would learn the astrology. Yeah. They would learn the numerology. They would take the time. You know what I mean? And learn it. Like I said, I was obsessed with that. You remember I used to...
Rob, I was there.
Like, I was obsessed with that shit, man. Like, writing shit in books.
I remember.
Writing shit down everywhere I go. Destroying property. Listen, the library had to pay them like $130 because I destroyed their books. Yeah. I didn't know it's me. I remember. I'm like, how do you know it's me doing it? You know what I'm saying? But I figured the computer must have told them because I'm the last person that checked it out. And I'm like, but how do you know it's me? But I guess they checked the books. But anyway, I'm like, damn. So I couldn't get another book till I paid the fines. So I was like, fuck it. There's no way I'm stopping coming here. Or else I'm gonna get all this knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I didn't have like the internet. I didn't have access to. That was my spot. So. No. Yeah. So
I just don't understand how they're not. So that's why when I talk to people and I'm telling them certain things about themselves and they're like, "Oh my God, how'd you know that?"
Yeah.
Because I was taught by the master. What are you talking about? Like, because I just know.
Yeah.
And there are times now that I'm not clairaudient. Mm-hmm. I'm clear cognizant. When I tell you I know something, I know.
Right.
And sometimes I have to like back. Because sometimes I'll get in a conversation with somebody just randomly, and then I'll be like, "Did you such and such?" And I'll be like, "What?" And then I'll be like, "What did you just say?" And I'm like, "Okay, lady, I'm sorry." But I'm grateful for the gift.
Right.
I'm grateful for the awakening.
That's good. Yeah. Me too. I take a different approach. I turn my shit off around people because it's just too much information. I don't want to know. You know what I'm saying? Only unless I have to interact with you.
Right.
I'll, you know what I'm saying, open up my third eye, whatever you want to call it, just to see you. But other than that, I just sense danger. I'm just looking for danger and making sure that there ain't nobody around me trying to kill me in my vicinity, and I'm good. But trying to sit down and read people and stuff like that, I don't do that no more. I used to do that a lot. Mm-hmm. But I don't do that. I don't need to know. I'm good. Because people are cuckoo, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? And that shit, you keep getting them kind of frequencies over and over and over, and that's how people... You know, end up in a damn crazy
bad
house.
Situation.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or the crazy house because they can't. There's too much information. Yeah. They can't dissect and compartmentalize things and stuff. You know, they can't put stuff together and they get lost. You know.
Just like anybody, like people that are schizophrenic. Like I was talking to somebody at work, and he was talking about like he has some family members that deal with that and. Basically, like he was saying that he doesn't believe that they're hearing voices, and I'm like, why would you not believe that? So you think they just
Right. yeah. Like they're making this shit up. Nah.
Like no, you don't think that they're really like there. Like there is some type of imbalance.
Yeah, he's an idiot. Whoever said that, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
He's a fucking moron. Yeah, they have voices in there, and you have hallucination. People see shit that ain't there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, under enough stress, you know what I mean. Things start happening. You know, your mind starts to
perceive things to be
activate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when you deprived of things, your body's deprived of things: water, food,
minerals,
sleep for long periods of time. You know, your brain starts to, you know what I'm saying, put shit together and formulate stuff. You know what I'm saying? Trying to rationalize, make, you know, for your survival. You know, you start hallucinating. You see stuff. You hear stuff. You know. Meditation, that's what the monks do, you know.
To quiet their minds. Yeah.
So let's change the subject a little bit. What are your thoughts on the status of black men and black women and how we get along and how we are and
present today?
Yeah.
I feel that it's a separation. It's like a civil war. You know, it's like why a fine, nice looking dude like me, when I go in public places, walking, like I said, a library or a grocery store, with a black woman, when you approach her, she doesn't acknowledge your presence. Like, what is that about?
Wow.
But yeah, but white woman, you know, they'll say hi, they'll give you eye contact. Any woman for that matter, the Chinese, you know what I mean, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? White woman, they like to, you know what is it? What do they always say? I'm sorry. You notice that? White women, they always sorry. I'm sorry.
Maybe to a black man, but no, that's not.
Oh, okay.
That's
Well,
not my interaction.
There was apologizing when you like, for instance, like you say, excuse me, you wanna get someplace. So, I'm sorry. Why are you sorry? I just want to get my card. You know what I'm saying? But they have a habit of doing it. I think it's cute. It's adorable, and they always do it. But on another note, like I said again, you know, the black woman, they act like they doing something. Well, I'm getting a container of milk. Like, you know what I'm saying? What is that about? You know what I'm saying? It's like, has it come to has it come to that place that is so bad to where we can't even acknowledge each other? What happened? That separate that caused that disconnection in the black community to where the black woman is annoyed in the presence of a stranger black man. You'll automatically start frowning, like, I didn't do nothing to you. I just want to say good morning. Like, why are you mad? What did I do to you?
So,
you know? Like, what is that?
I'm gonna tell you something that saved me and how I feel about black men. I mean, just how I feel about black people as a whole. There was a point in time that I felt that's why I say when a student is ready, the teacher will appear. You ever heard of Tariq Nasheed?
No.
Oh God, you need to know who Tariq Nasheed is.
Shaheed Muhammad.
No. Anyway, but he has some documentaries. And I remember being in the barber shop one day, and they had the documentary playing. I was like, damn, what is that? Like, nobody was paying attention to this shit on this TV,
right.
But I'm like, it's like he's dropping jewels. I mean,
right.
That shit was like stupid.
Right. And nobody's paying attention.
No, I'm like the only person. I'm under the dryer, my hair ain't drying. I done lifted that shit up. I'm sitting there. I done asked her, can we move? Can I go in that dryer over there? I need to hear. So the barber gave me the DVD. At the time, I think he had.
Okay.
Damn, I can't think of the name of the shit. I have to Google it. But anyway, he gave me 2 of them. Man, that shit saved how I felt about my people and about black men. Because I was at the point I'm just about to deal with white men. I'm not dealing with these Negroes no more. They don't know how to act. Yeah. But it really redirected my thoughts and my feelings about black men.
Yeah.
Right. I think the one thing, and you have talked about this before, that is a thorn in the black woman's side is that moniker of being a strong black woman.
Yeah.
Y'all need to throw that shit out the window.
That shit is stupid.
Do not claim that shit.
Could you imagine if black
men, badge of honor.
Could you imagine if black men started saying that? I'm a strong black man. I don't need no black woman.
No, you're a liar. We need our men.
That's crazy though.
You need a man.
This sounds crazy coming from a man. I'm a strong black man. No. I don't need no woman.
Stop with that. That shit is not a badge of honor. Throw that shit out the window. We were designed to need each other.
Yes.
How do you mean you
one hand washes the other?
No, I do need my man. I need a man.
We need each other.
So if you're screaming from the rooftops and the mountaintops that you don't need no man, that's why they're not defending us.
Yeah.
That's why they're not sticking around taking care of their children.
Definitely not going to approach you with you got an attitude in your face. You pretty as fuck, dress nice, smell good, and I can't tell you that you smell good or that you're getting an attitude. Get the fuck out of here.
You know. But then let's take it a step further. Let's talk about how, as a black woman, I'm just going to be real. I learned later on in the game that I needed to be relaxed and be feminine. Mm-hmm. My mother taught me how to survive.
Right.
You know, I wasn't taught to rest in my femininity as a woman. I was taught, you better know how to take care of yourself and be in that goddamn world because this shit is not pretty out here, Jessica. Right. That's what I was taught.
Right. Instead of teaching you how to be a wife and to work with a man, they taught our sisters to be independent. Yeah. They taught y'all to be independent.
What's the saying?
They didn't teach you how to. Yeah.
What's the saying? Black women go to college to not need a man, and white women go to college to get one. Yeah. But that's sad. But that's so sad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we need our men. Yeah. You know, we need men. I can still be strong and independent, but I can still rest in my femininity and need a man all at the same time. And it's taking nothing away from.
But you know what the problem is? It's trust.
Well, it's trust, but
I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you why it's trust. It's trust because y'all don't trust us to lead. I understand why.
Okay, but you got to think about the households that we're coming from.
Yeah.
The average black woman is coming from a household where the woman is the leader.
Right.
Now, if that's all I see, that's all I know.
But there's nothing wrong with that because
it
is matriarch societies thrive in indigenous lands in ancient times.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're right. You're absolutely correct.
They just did it differently. They didn't do it
differently. Exactly.
Yeah. But it's okay for it to have a matriarch society. It's okay.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But
they didn't teach their women to be independent. They taught their women to live and to cohabit with a man and to be in a family dynamic.
But we're not being taught that.
Right. These matriarchs these days aren't teaching that.
No, because the average matriarch is in a home by herself.
Right, with a damn dog, with a fucking with a damn dog, a chihuahua, a pocket rat.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how we're being raised as young women. Like my average peer came from, it's just their mama teaching everybody how to be in the house.
Or their grandmother.
That's right.
When I moved here back in 91, a lot of these young ladies was living with their grandmothers. A lot of them, especially on the island, St. Helena Island, they was living with their grandmothers. And
some people ain't even. No, I ain't gonna say that. Just go ahead. You know.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna even touch that. We gonna just keep talking about it. But yeah, you know, we're just not being taught. I was lucky enough to be in certain environments where I saw, you know, it takes a village.
Right.
And just because your parent is not giving you a certain piece of the pie, there's so many other people around you. Yeah. And I'm thankful for my village because I was around a German family that I saw how men and women should interact and be together and be in relations with each other. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was a beautiful thing. My
great-grandfather was German.
It was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing, you know. And a lot of how I view relationships and how I act in a relationship now as a grown woman mimics that. Mimics a lot of that. I never saw her argue with him before he left to go to work. And even though I know there were times that she may have felt a certain kind of way about certain things, when she spoke to him throughout the day, there was no, well, Sheila just called me, or I just saw this. It was none of that.
Yeah.
She was checking on him. She was making sure he was good throughout the day.
Yeah.
Now, after he came home and rested, and even when she was questioning him about certain things, it was never in a manner where they couldn't talk.
Yeah.
She was not confrontational. She lowered her voice. She did not use bad language.
Yeah.
And she said what it is. Yeah.
A velvet gloves covers an iron fist.
Yes. Yeah. So how now? I'm talking about who I am now as a grown woman. I tend to mimic how I move in relationships after that, because that's what I know.
Right.
When we're talking about that, you know what I mean. But I just think we're not taught that.
Yeah.
We're not taught that,
and
it's so sad.
And on the other half of the scale, the male side, we're not taught as men to. First of all, we didn't have that many male role models. You know, being raised by women, by a man in the home.
It's a dissatisfaction.
Yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't say that. I would say that it's a deficiency because now your heroes are the dope dealer and the pimp and the local criminal. You want to be like them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you end up in a lot of trouble with that dynamic.
I agree.
And so you know, without the man being in the home, you're not taught to, to control your emotions. Like, that's one thing that these kids.
That's why you got all the bang bang happening.
Because they don't know how to control their emotions. First of all, they're lacking the confidence that a father instills in a son. When you raise a boy, when you raise a young boy to be a man, there's a certain type of confidence that comes from that boy that's been raised by that man. Mm-hmm. A confidence comes with that. So, you're going to maneuver a different way.
Right.
When you're raised by a woman, people don't know that there's an unseen dynamic, a psychic dynamic that also goes along with it as deep. And you start picking up on emotional things as your mother does. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She's living in fear and scarcity. So that stuff trickles on to us osmosisly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so now this guy is growing up. When he gets to a certain age, he's emotional. Let's say a certain aspect in his birth chart that curved like me, because I was raised by women and I just.
But you also have done the work and you know who you are.
Right. So with that being said, so they, when somebody hurts their feelings,
they react.
Their reaction is to kill them.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Not to fight, because I wasn't taught how to fight. I'm not confident in my skills. And I'm not confident in my skills because your dad's going to teach you how to fight. Even though mommy doesn't like it, mother doesn't like it, the man's going to take his son somewhere where mommy's ain't around.
That's right.
And going to teach him how to fight, to defend himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that builds confidence. You know what I mean? And that's her introduction. Fathers back in the days used to teach their son a trade, how to fix the sink. They took their sons with them on weekends when they had, on their errands to do side jobs, whether it's plumbing, fixing cars and stuff like that, so their sons could learn a trade, whether it's brick mason or roofing or whatever. Fathers was there and showed their boys, interacted with them.
So where do you think the breakdown began?
The breakdown began.
we know.
The breakdown began where the government went and told the black woman, "Hey, check this out. If you kick him out, I'll give you some food stamps and a check and a place to live for $9 a month." So you don't. And the black woman was like, "Word, get your ass out."
So you don't think that the fact that it was beaten and bred into these men, go here and make a baby, go there and make a baby,
of course,
go there and make a baby, and they're not sticking around to take care of any of that?
Right, of course.
You don't think that has anything to do with
that too. Well, a lot of stuff that plays a part into it. But you asked me, when did it was it
no
implemented?
actual physical
Right.
breakdown.
That's what I told you. But yeah, of course. Like, you know, I was talking to my uncle. You know, on my father's side, his mother's from Antigua, Barbuda, and you know, he was telling me that, you know, Barbuda, that particular specific island, was a breeding colony. That's where all of the slaves got there. It was cheaper instead of importing them from Africa.
You send them there.
You know what I'm saying? You got Barbudas just having sex. It was a slave farm. It was a you know, and they would export slaves to the colonies in the South, Barbuda. You know, he was telling me about that. That's what they did, and so I understand what you're saying. That's bred inside a lot of these. It's bred inside of these men.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, how could you blame them for being like that? He said one dude, Jessica. One dude had over 100 kids, and if you couldn't perform, they cut your shit off.
They had to castrate you. Yeah.
So you just having sex with this different woman, just bam, bam, one after the other, impregnate them, all day long. That's what the fuck you did. All day long. You know what I mean? And then, I'm not going to say 400 years of that, because they probably didn't think of it until like about 100 years. Yeah, it's like, you know what, fuck important. Let's breed these son of a bitches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, so let's say 250 years of just that. Of that dynamic. That is impression on somebody's DNA.
Yeah. Over and over and over.
You know what I'm saying?
Over again.
So yeah. I see exactly what you're saying. So it's like, how do you reverse years of engineering?
Yeah.
How do you reverse that?
That's why I say, we as a people, we have been traumatized, and there is no group on this earth that has had the experience that we have had.
Yeah.
Being foundational being foundational black people here in America.
Facts.
Like, there's no other group that has had the experience that we've had.
Taking an interlude.
He's taking a break, y'all. He's making a drink.
Way down upon a swan over here, far, far away. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an English mutt. An English muffin.
Is my non-alcoholic beer cold?
Yeah, it sure is. Here you go.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I guess. It ain't cold like that.
No.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's no good. Yeah. Alright. Where was I? Yeah. I got 6% German in me back from my Ancestry.
I'm gonna do mine because I'm interested.
Yeah, I paid like $100 for it.
Yeah,
it took like about a month. This shit is so dope. You know what I mean? It really, I got 6% German, but I already knew that though. That wasn't a surprise. My surprise is
your Rom. The name Rom.
Yeah, the Rom. Yeah. So I wasn't surprised about that. 4% British. I wasn't surprised about that because, like I said, my great grandmother was from Antigua, and that was ruled by the British. So that was
the British colonizer.
Yeah, so I'm not surprised about that either. What I was surprised about was that I don't have no Middle Eastern DNA.
Why are you surprised about that?
I don't know. I'm just surprised about it. I don't know why. I just was like,
You thought.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's why, I'm thinking to myself, Raheem is an Arabic name, and I don't have not an ounce of Semitic blood in me. It's like, I don't even want to be called Raheem no more, you know what I'm saying? Call me Kukal. You know what I'm saying?
They're true to my origin.
Exactly. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I get it. You know, back then in the 70s, I was born in 73, they was on this Pan-African stuff. And, you know, and in their mind, Arabic Islam was black African. And I guess because the Nation of Islam put it into their brain, 70, you know what I'm saying? So I get that. But no. When I got my DNA test, listen, I'm going to show you. Let me show you. I don't have none, man. None. All my DNA comes from West Africa and East Europe.
Wow.
East Europe. I added all my European DNA. I have 18% of European DNA. You know what I mean? 30. Let's see. It was like 80. Let's see. Yeah, 80-something percent of West African. But anyway, yeah. Hold on. What am I doing? Okay. Then I like it because it shows the map too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the region. Okay. Let's see. Alright. 33%.
Cameroon, Congo,
Yeah.
Western Bantu peoples of Nigeria.
Yeah.
Mali, Ivory Coast.
German 6%. England 4%. And it shows you the region. And it says Benin and Togo, that's over here. And you got Norway and Senegal. Senegal's over there. Sweden and Denmark over here. Eastern Europe and Russia.
Wow, 2%.
Right. 2% Russian, man. Baltics, that's
1%.
also over there.
Wow.
And 1% indigenous American right there. That's that region. And that's where, guess where they are? That's the Olmecs.
I never heard of that. What's that?
Oh, the Olmecs is those. Well, Google it. Go ahead. Google it.
O-M-E-X?
O-L-M, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh.
The Olmecs.
Yeah. You see it? The Olmecs of southern Mexico are America's oldest civilization of Mesoamerica's mother culture.
Yeah,
World famous for their colossal heads from giant boulders. Yeah. Did you see their boulders? Did you see the face of their heads? Look at the face. And what does that
They
look
look
like?
like Buddha.
Like
black people.
Yeah.
Like Buddha. Buddha
Yeah.
was black.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I have 1% indigenous from that region. I'm a descendant of an Olmec. That shit is so dope to me.
Yeah.
That shit is so dope.
Yeah, because I never even heard of that.
You need to do your research on that. They got YouTube videos about that.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah,
Olmecs.
the Olmecs.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look that up. I never heard of the Olmecs. Wow. Something else I was going to ask you your thoughts about. I don't remember.
Like my plant?
I do. You always had plants, though.
Yeah. That shit is so dope right there.
Plants are good for oxygen.
Yeah, they are. She's gorgeous, nice and healthy too.
You can tell by the leaves.
Yeah, I gotta get another a bigger pot so it can grow bigger.
Where's your Venus flytrap?
Oh, it died. No,
How'd you let it die, Rob?
I don't know. Overzealous, like overwatering it.
You sure that there's an app?
I know now. I know now, but when I first got him, I thought I was there, Mr. Green though.
You did, eh?
Yeah. All of them motherfuckers died. So I was like, just let me Google the shit. Stop playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says you ain't supposed to water it. Don't tell me water them. I used to water them every day. You don't water it until it's dry. The soil is completely dry.
There's no moisture in the soil.
That's when you water it. I didn't know that. But now I do. Look how it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look at the leaves.
You see the one behind you?
Oh yeah, this one looks real good, right? Well, except for right here.
Yeah, but yeah.
I'm gonna need you to get that together. But it looks good though. It looks good.
And they're real plants. A lot of people can't, take care of you.
But you don't talk to this one as much as you talk to
that
one.
No. It's not about the talking. What
No,
it is,
I'm just asking.
No, it's not that. This one is usually right there where that lamp is. I play the music, the vibration for the music.
That's what I'm saying. That one has more interaction.
Yeah.
I can tell by the way that one leaves look and this one leaves look. You need to switch them out sometimes.
Right. Then that one's gonna block the TV. That's why I don't do that.
But just when the TV don't have something on that you're watching.
Like right now.
Yeah.
This shit is dope. Hey, this picture right here. I'm glad it's on the reminder. People was telling me to do these videos for about 5 years.
Yeah, I know.
I've been procrastinating. And I had a dream in October, this past October. Right? I was walking, but it was like concrete. It wasn't that metal going under that bridge. And it was in Central Park. That famous, overpass in Central Park. And I was walking over there. And this dude was walking up to me kind of fast. And I got scared. And I pull out a knife. And I just stabbed him. You know what I'm saying? Like multiple times. But I did it out of fear. I didn't do it out of, I'm a bad motherfucker. I did it because I was like, yo, motherfucker. So I instantly, I can interpret dreams, but, I wanted a second opinion. So I Googled it, and it said that, like I suspected.
A version of yourself.
Yeah, I destroyed a version of myself, a personality trait that, I'm no longer going to be, operating under, ever. And what it was my procrastination from doing these videos. Because immediately after that, I started snapping out these videos. Like I said, people was, and I've been wanting to do this for
long time.
Yeah. I just was.
You wanted to get the message out.
Yeah, and I just kept making up excuses. I don't have this. I don't got that. And I just saw that I had, it just dawned on me. I had so much opportunities with the microphone came, and I was like, wait a minute.
Wow, look at Divine.
Yeah. First it was the laptop. Then not shortly after that came the microphone. And then, I was like, oh snap.
Another thing when the student is ready.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And then, I'm a perfectionist. So that was another thing that had me, stalled. I was like, what if I do this? Whatever. Yeah, it I just said, I ain't gonna worry about that. I'm just gonna
go for it.
Flow it out there. If I make mistakes, so what? Right. People make mistakes. I'm not even gonna edit it. This is raw and uncut. East of Eden readings. Kukulkan, Ram in the building. Like I said, I'm not Rahim no more. I'm not Arab. You see anything?
I know. I said, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not Jewish. I'm not Arabic. I'm not. You know what I mean? Not to disrespect y'all or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
But you want to stay true to your origin.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'm West African and East European. Nordic. I'm a fucking Viking mixed with a goddamn a Zulu. Zulu and a Viking mixture. A Zulu Viking.
That sounds about right.
You know what I mean? That's exactly right. A Zulu, a Viking Zulu. That's exactly what I am.
That sounds about right. I'm gonna do mine. I'm curious.
Yeah. Oh, another thing that was interesting. Okay, my German ancestry, right? All right, so doing, you do your family tree at Ancestry.com or whatever, and they help you link stuff together. But anyway, so I found out that I'm thinking to myself, what was a German man doing with my grandma? Like, what the fuck was going on back in 1800s? Like, you know what I'm saying? So he came. This is the wild thing. He came from Germany. He was living in New York. Joined the Union Army. Got mustered out here to Hilton Head in the 1800s. So he came from Germany to come here
to Hilton Head
to fight these southern white plantation owners. That speaks a lot. That white European would leave his
Germany
to come over here to America and enlist in the army to come to Hilton Head, Beaufort, South Carolina,
to fight these Southerners.
To fight these Southern plantations.
That did not want to give up their slaves.
That did not want to give up their slaves. Then after him and his colleagues scared them off, he married one, an indigenous, my grandmother. That's how we got the name Rom.
Because he was German.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And she was from St. Helena. So he went and got his pickings from St. Helena. And brought her to Ladies Island and brought property.
Lots of it, by the way, goddamn.
You know what I'm saying? On the water. You know what I'm saying?
At the dock.
He got his little sweet with the black and the berry sweet and the Jews.
He did that.
You know what I mean? German. You know what I mean?
Because they are taught to do
Frederick Ram.
Yeah.
Frederick Ram. And I got that shit documented.
So why like I said, the name of Frederick?
I don't know. That's, you know what I'm saying? I gotta go about. You know what I'm saying? I gotta take both sides of mine. You know what I mean?
Incorporate it.
Yeah. I got the Ram German. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's enough. That's enough. Representing my Caucasoid side, my European side. That's enough. Ram. That's my Germanic European side. But Kukulkan is mine. You know what I'm saying?
Your Viking /
Kukulkan. Oh my goddamn
long jaw.
My Habsburg jaw. I always thought I was from the nobility. And I had the fucking Habsburg jaw.
Wow, right. Well, I mean, that shit.
It looked like that. Listen.
No, I'm not gonna say it looked like that because some people look
you're right.
atrocious.
They do.
But I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah. I have that DNA in me. It's obvious.
I
always had a strong ass jaw. I call it a Superman jaw.
This was nice.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, we gotta do this once a quarter.
Yeah.
There was something else I wanted to talk about. We talked about Will Smith. I think that was like the thing that everybody's really talking about now. We talked about the state of black men and black women. We talked about how you and I are connected.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah. So, we're going to conclude this episode of East of Eden Readings.
It was real. Next time he's going to do a reading.
Yeah. But this is Reverend Rock, a.k.a. Kukulkan, and this is
Jessica.
And peace.
Bye-bye.
I love you.
Till next
and we
time.
out. Yeah.